Papa was a Rolling Stone, but now I got Rolling Stones all in the bezel. Mama at home all alone, hustling, trying to keep the shit together. Young niggas smoking on gas, I'm living too fast, my foot on the pedal. How can I help you? How can I help you? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy. Yeah, man. It's your boy. I'm just realizing that it's been 9 months since I posted a video. Really, dude, this is what we doing. 9 months. 9 months since I recorded a video. Man, I gotta get my shit together, man. Because people been talking to me. They've been asking me, man, what's up? What's up? Man, my thing is, I gotta be in the mood, man. I got the next 4 subjects. I got the next 4 videos laid out, but I gotta be in the mood to make them. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta be in the mood when I sit down, and I gotta be in the mood. I got a lot going on in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Just in life. And sometimes I don't get the chance to just sit down and just run it. Put everything on airplane mode and just run it. You know what I'm saying? So what we talking about tonight, though, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Not just my papa or me. But we gonna come at this from a different direction. We gonna come at this from a community standpoint and what's really going on in our community and shit like that. Now, I do realize, you know, there are men. I'm not even gonna talk about the woman angle in this. This is all dudes. I'm coming into dudes. We gotta tighten up, man. You know what I'm saying? There are children out here that don't know their daddies, don't know their brothers and sisters. And I understand, you know what I'm saying, how she can go that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know a cat was living in an apartment complex. You know, he had a whole family, had a wife, 2 daughters, a son, and he creeping on the other side of the apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? Ended up getting somebody pregnant. And, you know what I'm saying, he kept that on the low. Or if his old lady, his wife, did find out, she forbid him from talking to the girl, seeing the baby, block them off like they don't exist. That's that bullshit, man. That's that bullshit. If you got a child, I don't care if it was out of wedlock, I don't care under what circumstances it is. If it's your child, you need to see about that child. That is your son's or your daughter's sibling. That's your son's brother. That's your daughter's sister. That's boy or girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their sibling. And if the person who you with is, I forbid you from dealing with them, even though it's your child, man, you need to shake the spot. You need to shake the spot, man. Honestly, man, life is too short, and we need to really give it our all when it comes to these kids. That's ours, man. You know what I'm saying? Bad things happen, circumstances. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know how shit go. I've been in certain situations. I know how it go. But if that's your kid, if that's your child, regardless, you need to let the person who you with know, like, listen, that's my child. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want to be with a nigga who don't take care of his kids out, even if it is outside the house. You shouldn't even want to be with a nigga who don't take care of his responsibilities anyway. But do you know how they think? Like, well, as long as he's taking care of me, I don't care what his responsibilities are. Other kids, no. His own mama, no. None of that. Man, that's that bullshit, man. That's that bullshit. So I want to talk about it from my aspect of it, man. Like, you know, my my daddy, you know what I'm saying, was a ladies' man. And he had a lot of women, you know, so I knew that growing up, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no secret or nothing like that. But I say all this to say, man, like I was in that predicament, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, I grew up through school, middle school, high school, being cool with everybody. Didn't nobody have a problem with me. And there was a girl in high school who I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? High school, middle school, whatever. I used to make music with my crew. She used to make music with her crew or whatever. We was always cool like that. You know what I'm saying? We was cool like that. We fucked with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? On the music tip, man. She was a down-ass girl and shit, man. Come to find out, this girl is my sister, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time I found out, I was at least 20, 21. Might have been 22 by the time I found out that this girl who I've been going up through school with is my sister. And her dude, what happened was her dude rolled up on me and he said, you know what I'm saying, like pulled me over and he asked me, like, is your daddy named Doc? And I said, yeah, man, that's my daddy, man. What's happening? Well, I just want you to know that so-and-so is your sister. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. What you talking about? Man, seriously, dog, that's your sister. You need to check in, man. I was like, whatever. So I checked into it, man. Come to find out it was my sister, man. My sister, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine being in the hallways with this girl laughing and shit. This is my sister. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, man. And I wish I would have known that, you know what I'm saying, that aspect of it, man, you know what I'm saying? But that happens though, you know what I'm saying? Guys will have babies, man, and them kids, if the kids know who their daddy is, then they know that's their stepbrother, sister, or whatever. But man, listen, in my household, most black households, we don't play that stepbrother, stepsister shit. That's your brother, that's your sister. I got 3 brothers, 5 sisters. Yeah, 3 brothers and 5 sisters. If I had said the word step inside my mama's house, that's ain't nothing but my stepbrother, my teeth would have beat me to the next room. We don't play that in our community. We don't play that because we look at it and I look at it the way I got my kids now. I got 3 kids and I never hear them say that stepbrother, stepsister shit. We don't play that. That's your brother. That's your sister. And if we ever was in somewhere and our parents or me and my kids found out, oh, some shit went down with y'all and you wasn't there for your brother? You wasn't there for your sister and some shit happened to her? Man, come on, dog. We don't play that shit we don't play that shit in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't play that stepbrother, stepsister shit. That's what we don't do. That's your brother, that's your sister. It don't make no difference if y'all got the same mama or the same daddy. That's your brother. And when some shit hit the fan, you better be riding with him. That's your brother. That's how I feel about my brothers. My brothers, I don't have the same father as my brothers, but they're my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Some shit go down, they're my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We don't rock like that. We don't even rock like that type shit. So, yeah, my daddy, you know, he was a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? And growing up, I mean, I knew that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had an uncle that passed away, and I put on a post that, you know what I'm saying, that I was the kid who was always waiting around at the door, bags packed, daddy ain't show up or whatever. That did happen sometimes, but sometimes my daddy did show up and he would come pick me up and take me for the weekend or whatever. And, he was a ladies' man. But one thing I will say is I never saw the same woman twice. I never saw the same woman twice with my daddy. Never. He had a friend who was like his sister. She used to do his hair or whatever. I think she might have been just a little bit older than him. And when he would come and get me, he'd take me over there. He dropped me off over there. And that's where I spend the weekend at. I mean, I'm with him, but I'm assuming he's dating. He's doing whatever he's doing, but I'm over there with his friend, you know what I'm saying? As a 11, 12, 13-year-old or whatever. I'm not protesting. I'm not protesting none of this because that lady had daughters and nieces, nieces and cousins. It was a nothing but boobies over there. What am I mad about? I want to spend time with my daddy, but there's boobies over here. So I'm like, for real, you coming to get me? You dropping me off? Yeah. I was on that type of time. So, yeah, man, I didn't get mad at him because, he was dropping me off over there, whatever. I was having a good time with the little shorties, man. We didn't call them shorties back then, but I was having a good time with it, though, you know what I'm saying? But my daddy, man, he, when it comes to the women, and not just women, but the community as a whole, he did a lot for a lot of people, man. He did a lot for a lot of people. I mean, he's I don't even hate to say this shit. He's buying cars. He's putting people in houses, putting people in apartments. He was a big dude. He was really known around the city, man, of Dayton. And, even after he passed away, you know what I'm saying, people were telling me about things he had done. He had bought the pews for the church, bought them all new pews, bought all new Bibles, everything. Man, he was a stand-up dude. It wasn't just about the women or the girls or nothing like that with him. He was really a stand-up dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was really one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to match him. He has some good traits, but he has some bad traits. You know what I'm saying? I try to take some of the good and leave the bad. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. But he did a lot for a lot of people, man. He was there for a lot of people, man. Helped a lot of people out. But he eventually got cancer. And it's crazy because you see somebody who's all that to everybody, and then all of a sudden they get sick, and then everybody just disappears. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was he was a center of attention everywhere he took me, you know what I'm saying? People was always, oh, Doc's here, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. But when he got cancer, it was just me and him. You know what I mean? So that's where we kind of got a little bit closer, and we didn't get as close as I would have wanted to, you know what I'm saying? But we got as close as we could, you know what I mean? And when he got cancer, man, you know what I'm saying, I was there for him, taking him to his appointments, shopping for him, getting his prescriptions, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything I need to do for my father, you know what I'm saying? Helping him out, doing whatever I can do for him, you know what I'm saying? And it was something else, man. But I felt a certain type of way, man, because it was a lot of people who he really fucked with, and that wasn't fucking with him once he got cancer. You know what I'm saying? So that type of shit, it makes you wonder who really rocks with you and what are the reasons that they rock with you. And there's a saying, Jay-Z said something one time, when you get two people and one person is dependent on the other person, you never know how they really feel about you because they dependent on you. So if you got money and they don't, and you helping them out, they ain't gonna show you nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? So you'll never know how they really feel until you both get money or you fall off and can't do nothing for them. Then you find out. Then you find out who loves you. Then you find out where the love at. Now, I'm not gonna go into this, but I will say this. My mama and daddy, they split up. I wasn't a year. I was, from what I was told, 6 months when they split up. From that point on, they was never together. I've never seen my mom and daddy together, ever. But I know when he got cancer, she was the only one who said, you know what, talk to him, let him know I'll come back there and take care of him and, you know, say look out for him, whatever he needs or whatever. This is a woman, was I 28, 27, 28? This is a woman who they split up when I was 6 months old. And this is a woman who didn't have any kind of relationship with him after that. And seen what he was going through and was like, you know what, let him know, you know what I'm saying, that I'll still come back. That's the type of shit right there. That's the type of shit. That's the shit that people want in lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that have that type of love. You know what I'm saying? But that shit's too far few in between. I've never seen nothing like that. And I damn sure ain't experienced nothing like that. So, yeah. She was the only one who really said anything about that, and everybody else bailed, you know what I'm saying? So it was what it was. Now, one time, I will say this. One time, they got a thing called like HEAP, where you go pay your, like they need electric assistance, you know what I'm saying? Like help you pay your bills or whatever. When I was in Dayton back in the day, I went to HEAP, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to get some assistance to pay this bill, pay this electric bill, get this shit paid off or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in the waiting room, you know what I'm saying? They call me in, I go back and I'm talking to this lady, and her name is Miss Madden. I mean, I know she's probably passed away by now because she was older then. She get me and get my paperwork, got everything together. Yes, ma'am. We doing all that. And she looks at my name and she says, "You Ken the Dot?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, that's my daddy." And her exact, her reaction to me saying that, yeah, that's my daddy was, she was like, Now, I don't know, I didn't ask what that was about, but something was there to make her be like that, like, But the crazy shit is, after she did that reaction, she said to me, "Listen, I'm going to help you out because I owed your daddy anyway for something." I don't know what she owed him for. I don't know what he did for her. This lady's somebody out the blue to me. She's in a whole different thing than me. I'm in this department looking for help. I don't know if she know my daddy. And she was like, "You know what? Your daddy, I owe your daddy anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do this for him." You know what I'm saying? 'Cause she knew that he had passed away at this point. She was like, "Yeah, I owed your daddy anyway, so I'm going to do this for you." And she did that. That shit stuck with me. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This dude really, he reached a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So besides her and my mama, they was the only ones who even offered to do anything. And she did it indirectly because she offered to do something for me. You know what I mean? But that being said, my daddy did have a friend. Now, this person, it was a woman. I don't, let me put it like this. They was cool, but something happened between them in the last days of his life to make him change everything about the way he felt about her. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was said. All I know is I came in on the end of it. So my sister, the one I told you in the beginning, the one who I grew up with and didn't know was my sister, she goes to my daddy's house one day to see him. So she's knocking on the door. He ain't answering. You know what I'm saying? So she's going around the house looking or whatever. She can't get nothing. So she calls me and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I can't get daddy ain't answering or whatever. So I go over there and I'm over there. I ain't getting no answer either. So I kick the door in. I kick the door into my daddy's house. Go in. I see him in the back room. I see my daddy in the back room, basically dying back there in the bed. And it was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying, to find my daddy like that. I'm not gonna get too deep into what happened in there, but he was left to die in there because this girl who was supposed to be his friend looking out for him, he had been left in there like that. You know, he had been left in there like that. I don't know what happened between them. It was a fallout. It was something happened between him and her to where she left him in there. And he never told me exactly what happened, but he did tell me after we got him to the hospital that everything he had told me, he said, everything I told you regarding her, talking about that girl, he said, disregard all that. He was like, disregard all of it. He kept saying it, disregard all that, disregard all that. Now, I'm not the only one who's seen this. My sister, the one from the beginning, she was there too. She was in the room and heard him say this. So, come to find out, man, that girl, man, she had tried to raid his account. She had been getting money up out of him, emptying his accounts. You know what I'm saying? This is all found out after the fact. It was a bunch of bullshit, man. She had her tentacles in everything. You know what I'm saying? When it came to my father. And even he passed away 3 days after I found him in the house. So 3 days after that, a week after that, she's still trying to withdraw money from his accounts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fighting with the banks now because this is all on me. I'm fighting with the banks, like, you know what I'm saying, bringing paperwork showing that I'm his executor or whatever. So I ended up getting the money back, but just a simple fact that she did that shit, it was like, man, you just never know, man. You never know. And that's my worst fear, you know what I'm saying, is living like that. You know what I'm saying? Like being who I am and dying alone. When it's all said and done, you just die by yourself. That's been one of my biggest fears. And that has caused me to make a lot of bad decisions because I ain't want to be alone. And I've had ex-girlfriends tell me, ex-women of mine, like, Brad, why you just can't be alone? Why you always got to have a woman with you? You always got to have a woman with you. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I just didn't want to end up like my dad. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get to the point to where you comfortable with who you are and okay with that. You cannot just be extending yourself and just having a woman just for the sake of having a fucking woman, because that's what you're going to end up like. Somebody who's fucking ripping you off in the end. You know what I'm saying? Instead of somebody that love you for you type shit. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much how that shit went, man. But, y'all know me, man. Every time I make these stories or whatever, I tell the other side of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I will tell this side of it. I'm up here. I'm not on my high horse preaching about dudes, what y'all need to be doing, because I understand how it go. I understand how it goes. Back in the day, there was a girl. She was something else. She was fine. She was something else. My brother, my brother introduced me to her. She was cool. Now, I heard about her because she was with a dude who was like real popular back in the field, and they had been dealing with each other for years. So I don't know what all went down with them, but they split up. They split up for about maybe like a year, and that's where I came in right after that. Now this whole year that they split up, they had been rocking together for years before that. Then they split up, and then she starts fucking with me. 6 months later, 3 months, 6 months later, she ended up pregnant. Now, I'm out of the state when I'm told this. When I came back, I'm told, hey man, so-and-so, she's pregnant, man. I'm like, for real? They laughing. Shit, my brother and them, they laughing. Like, nigga, you got another baby coming. I'm like, for real, nigga. For real. So, when I seen her again, I asked her because I know she and him had stopped fucking around. And as soon as she started fucking with me, she ended up pregnant. So I asked her point blank, like, is it mine? Is the baby mine? And she said no. She said it's not yours. She didn't hesitate. She didn't grin. She didn't crack a smile. She didn't play any type of, well, I don't know, type of games or whatever. She was as direct as I asked that question. It was as direct as she answered me. It was like, no, it's not. We was cool. She didn't have an attitude with me. She was just like, no, it's not your baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I was told. So I went with that. You know what I'm saying? So I left that shit alone because of what I was told. She said it wasn't mine. It wasn't mine or whatever. So years later, I seen the girl. I know who the girl is. I know what she looks like. I know what she is. So I seen her one day. I'm talking about the daughter at where she was working. And, I'm walking, I'm talking to her. I know who she is, but she don't know who I am. So I'm looking at her and I'm just like, I have a daughter at this point. So I'm looking at her. I'm like, do I see anything in this girl that looks like my daughter? And no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing that I saw, you know what I'm saying, that made me think that would be my daughter. And so I tell her to make sure you tell your mom, you know what I'm saying, that Brad said, hey, or whatever. She's like, oh, you know my mom? Oh, yeah, I know her. Just tell her Brad said, hey. Brad Holiday said, hey. And she said, okay, I will. And, that was the last time I seen her. And then the girl, she ended up passing away, the mom. She ended up passing away a few years later, man. It was tragic, man. But she passed away, and I let that shit go, you know what I'm saying, and pray on it that everybody is all right, and it don't ever come to a situation where, oh my God, I need a kidney, and this dude who I thought was my daddy ain't my daddy, and I need, you know what I'm saying, that type shit. You know what I'm saying? As I pray, don't nothing ever happen like that, because I was told that it wasn't my daughter, and I let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? So I do know what it's like, you know what I'm saying, to go through the shit. But that being said, you know what I'm saying, us as a people, man, we gotta, if you know for sure that it's your baby or whatnot, you gotta try to step up to the plate, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of hard to do sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? You with an old lady that if you go over there and see your baby, we through, man, telling you, dog, shake that shit, man. Ain't nothing more important than your kids. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Ain't no relationship, ain't no marriage, ain't no boyfriend, girlfriend. Your children, your seeds is the most important thing. And if I got a seed over here, that's my seed. That's my son. I need to look after him. I need to make sure he's straight. But if you go over there to see him, we're through, bitch, then we through then. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I get. I get wound up. And I just wanted to break that down, man, with Rolling Stone, man, and you know what I'm saying, us as a people, we gotta try to reel this in, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to be better as far as taking care of our seeds and, you know, make sure our siblings and everybody know who we are. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough that we go to family reunions and we see people we don't even know. Like, we should always know who we know. These is our peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got peoples in South Carolina, North Carolina. My daddy's from Chicago. He told me out his mouth one time, he said, I do have another daughter. Now, we not talking about the daughter who I grew up with. He was talking about a younger daughter than that. And he was like, she live in Atlanta. I don't know who she is. He passed away. I never found out. I never found any kind of paperwork or nothing. So that's another sister I got out there somewhere that I don't even fucking know. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. That's what this video is about. That type shit. That shit, we gotta try to stop that shit, man. For real. Well, I'm gonna get off of here, man. Y'all know how I do, man. You know, like I said, I promised y'all that some of these subjects wouldn't be so serious. This just happened to be a serious one. I promise you, these next ones that I got ain't gonna be 9 months later. I'm in my zone right now, so I got the next ones rolling up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna holler at y'all. And, you know, so y'all be on the lookout for my next shit, man. Peace.